Welcome back to this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. I'm the guy. I'm here, baby. We back. Episode 7. Is it 7, I think? I think it's episode 7. Yeah, we right on track. We doing the damn thing. What's up, Jared? How we doing?
Good, man. Good.
All right, Noah, how we doing?
I'm good. How are you, Corde?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. Had a great night last night. Right now, I'm currently, this is going to drop on Monday, but we recorded a few days before it. So basically when this comes out, I will have hosted the whole weekend at San Jose Improv with Donnell Rollins, which is like, man, I love that dude. That dude is super funny, super talented. His feature, Adrian Washington, follow him as well. Super dope, super funny, cool dude. And it's crazy, man. Like sometimes networking just helps. Like networking is a cool thing, like where going to meet people. Like people don't know in comedy that you have to network, you have to meet people, you have to talk to people. And sometimes just being around and talking to people and being a genuine good person helps you get stuff in the long run. Like for me, I know personally, I saw Donnell Rollins was coming to Cobb's in January, and I'm like, okay, well, shit, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I live in the Bay Area. I'm gonna definitely go see the show. And then also I saw he was gonna be at the San Jose Improv. So I went to see him in January. My homie Jerry Law, shout out to Jerry Law. He was having a guest spot, or he was hanging out with them. I met Donnell Rollins' feature, Adrian Washington, and we just started chopping it up. And we was talking about like, hey, I see y'all like at the San Jose Improv in like a month. You guys need a host or yada, yada, yada. So we started speaking up. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up hosting the weekend, which was funny at first because I was told that, no, I don't think they need a host. Then I got a message from, he was like, hey, you here? You at the club or you hosted or not? And I was just like, oh, snap, I can be there for the second show, and ended up just hosting for the rest of the weekend. So, which is super funny. That's why it's super important in comedy not to burn bridges. Like it's been a bunch of like comedy stuff or just like beefs or just like people talking about other people, like the Cat Williams, Monique, stuff like that. And sometimes like it hurts to burn bridges. And I love Cat. I love Monique as well. Those are like two of the like biggest icons out there. But for like the up and coming comedians, don't burn bridges. Like I was told, I think about last year, there was like, you never know who will become the next big person. So you should always have like a good line of communication with everybody who you like come across. Sometimes you try to do that, and sometimes people are just assholes. Some comedians you meet are just like not friendly or whatever. But I myself am like a really just good, cool, genuine person. That's why I love being with Jared. I love being with Noah. Just cool ass dudes who I like to hang out with and just do a podcast with. But then also I give them advice as well. And then sometimes in the comedy community, like I'm not even a big name comedian or nothing like that. And there's so many comedy beefs on local circuits that makes no sense. Like we're all trying to make it. We're all trying to be someone's like opener. We're all trying to be like a headliner. We're all trying to do these things. We're trying to help each other like get like to Netflix, get to Comedy Central, Hulu specials and all this kind of stuff. Move to LA, move to New York, become like the next big thing, have a following where now you could be able to like start booking like independent shows, like on one-nighters here, like at a club, or just one-nighters here, like in a city. Like we all want that. But sometimes in comedy, for whatever reason, that doesn't happen. And it just takes me back sometimes to high school where it's just like, why we got this random ass beef? Like, why you don't like this person? Like, why you don't like that person? It reminds me of my sister a lot of times because she used to get in like to constant beefs all the time. And I'm just like, why do you not like this person? And it was like, they think they cute. Like, and it's not even like a real reason why she mad. It's just like a funny thing. It's like, I'm like, you mad at her confidence? Like, what's going on right now? And it's funny because my sister used to stay doing this. This is why I used to try to date a lot of her friends. I'm not gonna lie, because I knew in about 3 months they was gonna have a falling out. So I'm like, hey, let me date your friends. She's like, Corde, don't be dating my friends. And I was like, why not? You just gonna fall out with them 4 months? Like, no, I am not. I don't be just falling out with all my friends. 5 months later, they fell out. So I was actually wrong. It wasn't 4 months, it was 5. So I could have just waited and never let my intentions be known. And then I could have probably made out or hooked up with her sister, just like the Vegas story in episode 4, I think. What happens in Vegas? So yeah, check that episode out. That was a good ass story that happened.
Episode 5, but yeah.
Episode 5. I know when I said 4, I was like, this is probably 5. So check out episode 5 where I tell a story at the end of the podcast about how I could have hooked up with my sister's friend in Vegas. Great fucking story. It's like amazing. It's super chill, super dope. So yes, don't be an asshole to other comedians. Like just keep building, keep networking. You never know what can happen out of that. I remember I think it was the booker at the Hollywood Improv said that, like, don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. So I remember it was like a famous story where a comedian did a waitress wrong at a comedy club, and that waitress ended up becoming the general manager of that comedy club and never booked him ever again because how rude he was to her and how fucked up he was. I'm like, yo, I think somebody said, don't mess up a relationship because you never know, you might have to kiss that person's ass tomorrow or some shit like that. Don't be rude to somebody today because you might have to kiss that ass tomorrow or some shit like that. So hell yeah, keep going. So Jared, Noah, did you guys ever play like the NCAA football game that came out? Like in like college?
I think I played one year. I played the year, the guy who ended up being on the Saints dated Kim K.
Oh, Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush. Yeah. I think that's when everyone picked that up. Yeah. So, it was a good one. It was a good one because Reggie Bush was fucking ridiculous, dude. I still remember the game. He had, I think it was a 400 or 500 all-purpose yards against Fresno State. Like that was his Heisman moment. They always say like it usually is a moment that makes somebody secure the Heisman, and that was his Heisman moment. The funny thing about it was that was a close game with Fresno State. That's what I didn't know. Like I think the final score of that game was like 48-42. So even though Fresno State lost, they needed all that yardage from Reggie Bush in order to win. And this was like one of the all-time USC teams. So I'm just like, man, Fresno State used to be badass back in the day. So anyway, they're bringing that NCAA game back. NCAA football, it's one of the top games. Like I remember everybody got pissed. Like literally, this is what happened. This is why NCAA football went away. Literally because they was like, hey, players was like, we want to start getting paid. You can't keep making this game unless you pay us. EA Sports said, all right, squash that. We're not making the game no more, and we're just gonna focus on Madden, which sucked because a lot of people used to play the NCAA football game, and they would play and they would import their draft class into Madden, so you can like create a player in NCAA and eventually just end up drafting them to your team in Madden, and then you just be balling from here on out, right? And just be like hella dope. So they bringing it back, and they're trying to. Yeah, okay, real quick. EA Sports is worth $37 billion. Let me say that again. $37 billion with a B. They're trying to buy the rights to the game and have an NIL deal, NIL name, image, and likeness of $6 million, right? So they want to pay 11,000 football players $600 and give them a copy of the game so they can make the game again. I don't know about y'all, but that's a cheap ass ripoff. That's hella, like, I don't care. I was a broke college student. $600 would help me a lot, but I know I'm getting played. You know, like, all right, a company that's worth $37 billion is about to only pay $600. And also the funny thing about it. Okay, so I'm a huge sports fan. I never talked about that a lot. And it's funny because like Sports Center, ESPN, Fox Sports, they always talk about how much these players are making doing the NIL deals. Like I think Caleb Williams is making like 1.3. Another guy from Texas making like 1.4. And they're talking about all these, how much money they're making. But then that's just the top, like probably 7 guys or people, because there's a lot of women who have great NIL deals as well. But they don't talk about the other guys like the third string tackle or the left tackle or like the second string running back who ain't making shit. And this is one of those NIL deals where they're literally just trying to pay people $600 in a copy of the game so we can use and make probably billions off this game, because this game hasn't been out in I think about 10 to 12 years, and you only gonna make $600 off this ripoff. Fuck it, let's talk about the P story. We talked about it beforehand, because right before this started, Jared went to the bathroom and me and Noah was kind of like, hey Jared, do you when you pee, do you like, I'm like, do you like hold your dick or do you just kind of like let it hang and just like no homo, like, like, or do you just like, wait, do you aim? Like, how do you aim? Basically, like, how we were sounding like, how do you aim? He was like, oh no, dude, I hold it. Like, make sure. He's like, this is my house. This is where we record at. So yeah, he's like, I hold it. Make sure I don't want to pee all over the floor. Me and Noah looked at each other. He was like, I do half and half. I was like, yeah, I do half and half. I do half and half sometimes. Sometimes, like if it's first thing in the morning, I usually got to aim that sucker because it's like fully loaded, like a super soaker. You know, or you ever like turn the water on like a hose, and then like you think the hose is gonna stay there, and it just starts squirting everywhere. like you don't want some piss everywhere, so you know.
I feel like you never want piss anywhere.
You
so
don't know
where this is going.
Well, that's not true because R. Kelly peed on people. So unless you're giving out a golden shower, that might be the one time you won't piss. Well, then you don't want piss everywhere though. That's right. That's true. Because if I'm like, I don't want to talk about R. Kelly like that, but did he have a piss room? Like, cause I don't want to, like, hey, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Like, how often did he have to have this room clean? Like, it just, I never thought about that. That's the one aspect of it that you never thought, like, is he just pissing in the shower? Like, it makes pee talk. So weird. So I was telling Jared and Noah something before we got on, and I was like, I got to share it on the podcast. I remember one time I was at a party and I was kind of faded, and I went to the bathroom and I was peeing, and then like that's why this topic of like, do you hold it or do you just like kind of let it go, right? And I used to just always let it go, just be like, it's like, okay, it's because I know how to aim, I know to like move my hips to like kind of, it's like, okay, right there, okay, we're boom, like now we're hitting the toilet water that lets you know you're peeing in the toilet bowl. And so this time I was at a party, I was kind of faded. And I remember like, I'm like, lift my shirt up and then pull my pants down, like pull it out, right? And I start peeing, and then, but I don't hear nothing. And I'm like, what the hell? Cause I like kind of let my shirt go. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't hear nothing. I'm like, I'm like, what? I don't need no water. What the fuck? And then I like kind of look, and I was, oh shit, my flap. I'm like, so then I had to hold it, had to aim, right? Aim the toilet seat. Aim in the toilet bowl, right? And then ended up finished peeing, and then like shook it off, and then like I went over, washed my hands, zip dick up, and then hella random zip the dick up. That's hella stupid. Wash my hands, and then I look down and I see like a little stain like on my leg. I was like, what the hell? Did I actually hit the bottom, like my ankle? Or then I look at my leg and I'm like, oh shit. Like it wasn't just the ankle, it was the ankle all the way up to my groin area. And I was mad as hell. I was like, I just fucking peed on myself. Like, I was like, there's no way I can fake this, because I'm at a party. And the funny thing about it, I was talking to a female, and I was like, I'm just gonna go back out and I'm gonna get her number, and then I'm gonna dip. And then I was like, how would I be able to leave the bathroom, walk across the hall or walk across the room, in a crowded room, to talk to this chick, because the lights was all on, like the lights wasn't off, get her number and leave without somebody saying, hey, yo, did you pee on yourself? And I just, and like, I'm faded at this point, and I'm just like, so yeah, I was like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. So I just did. It's like, Corde, where you going, man? I was like, I gotta go. Yo, sorry, I'm not feeling well. I gotta go. Even the chick was like, oh, well, like, I was like, sorry, I gotta go. And I was just like, control your pee, control your pee. Maybe, hold it in aim. Hold it in aim.
Why that would never not be the answer is beyond me.
Man, because we was talking about this, Jared. We was talking about, okay, for those who don't know. For those who don't know, right? Like as a kid, they always tell you to hold your penis and then aim, right? Always hold it and aim. But over time, as an adult, you be like, I can challenge myself where I can aim, I pull my pants down, and I can aim without holding it. And like for me, it became a game. And so it's more of a hip thing. So instead of using your hand, because like I don't want to always have piss on my hands, I started using my hips, and I can aim it with my hips. Like I can like kind of bend and then aim it like, oh, there we go, right there. So then it become a game like, shh. Like, this ever happen? You ever be like use the toilet bowl and it's like a little bit of like somebody took a number 2 in there, and then like sometimes you just start spraying it out the corners. You ever do that? You ever spray the corner? You ever spray it down instead of using the toilet brush?
You're playing Super Mario Sunshine.
Yes, I am. Baby, Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, cause I'm gonna be honest, cause it's nasty that somebody didn't flush the toilet, right? But then you're like, oh, this is disgusting. They didn't flush the toilet, and then all of a sudden you just make a game out of it, like stuff like that, right? Cause people are gross, right? That's
actually really funny.
Leaving them skid marks. So you want to get the skid marks off, but you gotta pee, so you gotta wait to use the toilet. Or you ever do this? You ever flush the toilet and then start peeing, and like as it like you're like, I should have just waited to flush. I should have just waited to flush. You ever do that?
Say that again.
You ever like, all right, you never walk up and then so like something left over, so you flush it, right?
Okay.
And then, but you still got to go hecka bad, so you start peeing as it's flushing down, and then now you can just like, I should have just waited and just pissed, and then flushed it, but you was just so eager, and now you're just like, okay, now I gotta.
Well, and sometimes whatever's in there is so gross, you don't want to even look at it while you're doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like a whole random pee segment that we talking about right now. I don't know. I hope I didn't gross y'all out. I'm sorry if I did, but I feel like guys relate to this because we all have different kind of things. Or guys, this ever happen to y'all? You ever go to the bathroom and you peeing and the guy next to you peeing? We don't make eye contact because that's weird. And like, hopefully it's the rule is like one stall, empty stall, another stall. That's how we do it in the guy thing. Cause it's like, I always hate when you go in the bathroom, there's only 2 stalls and they're next to each other, and then one's like tall, one's little. You always say that? I always, Jared, you're shorter than me.
Yeah, I always take the small one because I'm short.
Okay, a lot of times, right? Short guy takes the tall one, and I'm just over here just like taking, like popping a squat.
Yeah, I don't need to hold it up for me.
Yeah.
I hold my own dick. I don't need it to hold it for me.
Yeah. Also, you know how gross that is too? You putting your thing on the thing and it's holding up. You don't know how many other dicks be right there? That is so, oh my God, that is so gross. But I hate that because the short guy would have like I remember one time I was literally about to step and a short dude came and just like, I'm like, so you use a tall one, huh? But I didn't say that. I was going to tell him like a piece of my mind when we got to the sink to wash our hands, right? I was like, I can't wait till I'm done pissing so I could tell this dude off when we go to the sink or as we wash our hands and before we walk out and shit like that. Because I wash my hands because I'm not fucking sicko, right? Cause I was like, man, fuck was that? That was like one of the angriest pisses I ever had, right? So I turn around and I go to the sink, and then he finishes and just walks out, and I'm just like, what the hell? The hell? Did this motherfucker just walk out? So I'm just like in my hand, like head just like washing my hands. I'm like, this fool just disgusting. He ain't gonna wash his hands or nothing like that. And then literally, I saw that man go to the food court and order popcorn. or sometimes I've seen this happen at comedy clubs. Dude goes in, both go in the bathroom. I pee. He's like both peeing. I go to the wash my hands. He goes back outside. One time I saw a dude eating nachos after he just went to the bathroom. One of the most disgusting things ever. And he's all just gross. Yeah. So people got bad hygiene out there.
Do you ever run into a guy who comes in, starts trying to talk to you, or like you're talking to your friend before you go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And you both go and he tries to keep the conversation going? You ever have that? I hate that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at that in a few times. I was like, and I tell myself, my bad, let me shut up.
Yeah. It's just like it's almost like when you say goodbye to somebody, being walking the same way.
Yeah. Oh, that's the funniest. That happens to me so much. Yo, that's the funniest thing. Like, also, I never really noticed that until the movie Superbad. Like when she's like, all right, it's like, all right, bye, Evan. She's like, bye. He's like, bye. And he starts like walking hella fast too. Like, that is so funny to me. Like, all right, man. See you later, man. Good hanging out with you, man. It's been real. Hey, have a good one. Appreciate you. Hey, dog. Love you, man. Love you too, homie. And then you have to start walking the same direct way. I'm like, oh, you going this way? Yeah, I'm going this way too. Like, I didn't even know where'd you park. I'll park down to the right. Oh shit, I parked down to the right too. And now you just like awkward because you said your goodbyes already. Do you say a second goodbye?
I have learned to just walk fast and like if it was a video game, they just stopped rendering.
Okay.
And I just walk away.
I
used to do second goodbye.
Okay, I usually do a second hand goodbye, but it's much shorter because we already did the major, like, love you, dog, appreciate you, hey, kind of. So the second time it's just like, all right, go home. Get home safe. Like, that's usually like the one, like, because Because you don't need to say it again. Because usually this is what happens with me. Like if I start talking again or keep the conversation going longer, we probably going to be there for another 20, 30 minutes. That's usually what happens if I try to say another goodbye. So usually we keep it short. Like, hey, it's late. But all right, bro, I'm going to see you next time for sure. Appreciate you. Yup. And go on and walk away. That's always a funny one. But yeah, I used to do that all the time, like in college. Like, be like, all right, man, I got to hurry and get to class. I'll see you later. All right, okay, cool. And it's like, we both walk off and just go in the exact same direction. And then we end up finding out, like one time, me and a homie was walking the whole time and found out that our classes was like literally in the same building, 3 classes from each other. Right? That's not a bad thing. That's a cool thing.
No, it's just weird when you're trying to say goodbye to somebody and you keep running into them all day. That gives me, that's the only type of social anxiety I think I've ever got in my life.
Whether you said a goodbye and then you got to keep walking with them?
Well, and you just keep running into them all day when you're like, oh, have a good day, see you later. And then I see you everywhere. I hate that.
Especially if I like got beef or something like that. That's definitely awkward. You know what I hate? And you know what never happens? That pretty girl you have a crush on, y'all never in the same area. You never can say bye and end up just walking them to the same place. That never happens at all. Like that's never like, oh shit, like, cause I ain't been the most social person throughout my entire life. And sometimes I used to be awkward. And sometimes I would just wish like you wait for the perfect timing. And a lot of times there is no perfect timing. You kind of have to just make timing, right? And I was like, well, because sometimes I'll set it up, well, if like, you know, if I find her walking on her way to class and then my class is by her, then I'll try to figure out a way to strike up a conversation. Because then you'd be like, well, if it's meant to be, we'll run into each other again. And then that way we can strike up a conversation. And you start making this whole thing in your head, like, well, we'll meet. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you was going this way. I didn't know you was going this way either. What class you got? Oh, I got this class. Oh, I've had that professor. This is dope. And then you end up just having like a whole time together as you're walking and stuff. And then you're like losing track of time. And then before you know it, like you're both like late to class, but neither one of you wants to leave to go to the class. And so you're just kind of like, should I leave or should you leave? And it was like, this is really good talking. Like, this is a good talk. Like, maybe let me get your number, stuff like that. Like, okay, cool. Like, what time are you out of class? Like, I'm out of class at the same time. You trying to hang out after this? Like, yeah, actually I am. This is like super cool. Like, I'm having a good time. And then you go hang out. And then after all of that, now you guys are like talking, going on dates, and this fine ass woman who you've had a crush on, y'all start dating. My crush in college, her name was Ivy. She was tall as hell, thick as hell too. I thought she was Samoan, but she was Mexican. She was like 5'10". And when I say she was a brick house, she was a brick house. She's my tag, just letting it all hang out. Oh, she's a brick house. I don't own the rights to this music, so please don't sue me, YouTube. Please let this podcast go up. But nah, man, yeah, I remember real quick. We just shout out to Ivy real quick. Oh, another thing. All right, fellas, like how we said, don't wait for the perfect time because that shit don't happen. I remember this is a joke that I've been meaning that I started doing, but I fell off because I forgot about it. Right? I was like, fellas, sometimes just shoot your shot at a chick after a breakup. Because you don't know what's gonna happen next. Like sometimes, okay, this chick Ivy, right? I was trying to give her breathing room. She was with her dude for like two and a half years, right? They was in a long distance relationship, right? And she said she had broke up with him. So I was like, I'm gonna give her a month, let her recover, and then I'm gonna ask her out and try to start dating her, right? The same thick ass chick I used to be seeing walking around, like gorgeous as hell, cute as shit. She was tall too, and that's why I kind of came with the concept of my tall chicks joke because dudes was like, nah, she's like, nah, that's that chick. She too big for me because she was tall and thick. So it was like a combination of dudes really wasn't. He's like, maybe if she was tall and skinny and play volleyball. I was like, she can play volleyball with me anytime she want, right? So I tried to give her a month after the breakup, right? She got with a dude 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, right? 2 weeks later. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of kept tabs on it, but I was sad in the moment. Like I was like, fuck, I was trying to give you space, let you get over the dude. It was trying to, like, yo, I thought I was going, man, fuck, I fucked up. Like, damn it, like shit, I shouldn't have. And like, I remember I started selling. I was like, dudes, fellas, like, just if you see a chick after a breakup, just shoot your shot in the moment. Like, just shoot your shot and just explain to her, like, real talk. But like, I said this at a few different shows. I was like, hey, I understand you just broke up with a dude. I understand you. I was dating for a long time. I understand that. And I want to give you space, but also I just want to let you know that I've always had a thing for you. I've always found you very attractive. I always wanted to take you out, but you had to do it at the time. Right now you don't. All right. And I want to take you out some time. And I know you want to recover from the dude you was dating previously. Right. I don't know why that's funny, Jared. I don't know.
Because you said you're trying to get over the dick, the dude. Like that was an amazing Freudian slip right there.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a Freudian slip. That was definitely a Freudian slip. Yeah. But I know you're trying to get over the dude you were dating before. That's why I messed up, because I was like, dude, dick, dating. So yeah, I know you're trying to get over the dude you was dating before. But I just want to let you know, I always thought that dude was wrong for you. Like, I feel like there's a reason why y'all broke up. Like, how was it towards the end? Was it bad? Like, yeah, it got real bad. Like, did he cheat? He did cheat. I was like, see, I knew that he was neglecting how great you truly was. He was neglecting. He didn't see it. And I remember I always thought you was cute. I always thought you was pretty. I always had a thing for you. Now, can I take you on a date? And I know you want to get over him. I was like, but it's never a bad time to fall in love. Can I take you out? Right? And then I've said that at like a few different shows, and chicks was like, oh my God. I was like, ladies, is that good? They was like, that was good as shit. One chick was with her dude. She was like, if I was single, I would take you out. And I was like, how long y'all been dating? But in a joking way. I was like super joking and shit like that. And it was funny as hell. But nah, dudes, like sometimes you can't wait. Like I remember the show How I Met Your Mother. It was a dude on it, Ted. Love Ted. It was a chick who he always talked about. Every time she had to wait, he was a special woman, and every time she broke up, if he didn't get to her in enough time, she would end up dating the first person who she ever meet, because that's how great of a girl she was, right? Like I remember one time he said she broke up with a dude. He waited a week, right? He came back to her place and she started dating some random guy who she had met, right? And then he's okay, all right, well next time I'm gonna just wait until I'm gonna give her 2 days. And then in that 2 days, she met some guy when she went out to get a bagel, and she ended up dating that guy for 3 years, right? So then he like knocked on the neighbor's door, right? And she's like, hey, let me know whenever the window was open. I think it was called Window Was Open or something like that, right? Let me know when she breaks up with her dude and call me immediately. Let me rush over there, right? And this time, she was like, he knocked on the neighbor's door. He's like, hey, she's still singing. He's like, yeah. He's like, nothing happened. The only thing that happened today was the mail guy came by 5 minutes ago. She ended up dating she met the mail guy, ended up dating him for 4 years. So this time it was, she was single again. So it's like him and another guy competing and rushing over to date her, because she's like super amazing. Like it's one of like, she liked all the favorite things. They had so much in common, all those kind of things. And both of them like fighting the entire episode to get to her to tell Maggie how much they love her, right? And as they're trying to do this, she's like, I just need a break right now, just a quick little break. And they're trying to respect it and stuff like that. I think they all try to talk to her, and then literally a dude who she used to like when she was a kid, who moved away, came back into her life. And they got back together, and it was like story was over. It was like, you know, one of those romantic fantasy, like the girl next door kind of a things. And then they ended up dating. She never came back to the show again. Real quick, you ever had a girl next door, Jared, Noah? You ever had a girl next door thing?
No, I've never. No. What about you, Noah?
I used to like scooter in front of my house, and there would be like this girl, like my neighbor. She would like watch me through her window, and it was kind of weird. She wasn't my type, I guess. I don't know. Like, but she would.
We just opened up something. Once it's like, she took me in one time and she showed me these toys.
Yeah, no, I don't know. She would just like watch me through her window. What's funny about that? I think
No, because he was like, I used to skate in front of this chick's house. She used to watch me through the window. She wasn't my type, so it was just like getting worse the more you talking about her. He's like, yeah, no, I kind of had a situation like that. She was ugly though, like not my type. She had like freckles or whatever, you know, braces. Who likes to date a chick with braces? You know,
she would have been a great friend, I'm sure, but like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, and also scootering. I ain't no skater.
Oh, scootering?
Yeah.
No skater? Hey, I've tried to skate a bunch of times and I got fucked up wrist because of it. I'm not gonna lie. You ever like try to like balance on a skateboard and that shit like flies from underneath you, you like fall this way? I fell on my wrist like 4 or 5 times. Like,
all my worst injuries are from skateboarding.
Yeah, I got like that.
Yep.
That's from falling off a skateboard too much. Like my wrist sucks because yeah, that. So yeah, man, shoot your shot. If you see a chick who like just broke up with her dude, shoot your shot. You never know the possibility you could be her next and forever boyfriend / husband.
So wait, did you have a girl next door though? Did you have a girl next door?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. All right. Like I say, like my sister's a hater, right? My sister's a hater. So if there was a girl next door or like near us, she would just make friends with her. And then like, because that was her friend, you can't date my friends. My sister has this weird dynamic, right? She never wanted me to date her friends, but she would try to date one of my friends, which I hated. Yeah. And I'm just like, you can't date my friends. Like, cause I have a lot of friends and I actually like really like these people. And I don't like you all the time, all right? I was waiting for it. I was like,
just put the math together.
Like, I love you, but I don't like you most of the time. It's funny because me and my sister know this. We don't get along. We don't get along most of the time. We get along if we're not around each other a bunch. Like, we can only take each other for so long. Like, she asked me for dating advice. You know the time we bonded the most? When I was away in school. She called me all the time because I wasn't around. Because like she missed me. She was giving like advice. Honestly, I didn't miss her though. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't miss none of my family while I was away. Because it was like me being on my own. And, you know, it was like one of those things like, yeah, I needed to move out. It was because I think I moved to Santa Barbara when I was 25. So it was like, you know, most people move out 21, 22, or some people 18, which I always feel like you shouldn't do because you just graduated high school. Unless you like going off to college, you probably wait and figure shit out. Because moving down to 18 is like hard as fuck. I always hear from people. But yeah, like, so we're like, she's asking me stuff. We're like kind of becoming cool with shit like that over time because I'm not there and stuff. But like a lot of times, like we bump heads. Like most people say because we're both Gemini. So it's always like, I always say she's like the yin to my yang. Like I'm the good side, she's the evil side. And like we always like, we bump heads because it's like the good and like kind of, and then when we get into arguments, like I go from being good to like evil and she goes to being good in a sense, but it's really just a passing of the two, switching personality and stuff like that. So it's always that, like, whenever somebody says like, oh, you're a Gemini, you're two-faced. I'm like, no, that's not true. Like, I'm a Gemini, I'm a good side, my sister's the evil side. So I'm not two-faced, she's my other side. It's kind of like the two-headed dragons, where it's like one's good, one's bad, like that. I feel like that.
Well, it makes sense because the Gemini symbol is the twins.
Yeah.
So that works out.
Yeah.
What's your, you're a Leo, right, Noah?
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah, people always think I'm a slut.
Elaborate.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
I don't know. People are like, oh, you're a Leo, you're a fucking hoe. I'm like, what the fuck does that
mean? Are you proving them wrong?
I hope
I've seen your Snapchat DMs, boy.
Ayo, that's business oriented, son.
Business oriented pussy.
For those who couldn't see it off camera, he was like, ayo, that's business oriented.
He did. He like T-posed.
No, stupid as shit. Hey, but no, if you want to be a hoe, man. Be a hoe. Okay, that's speaking of which, no, you're 19, 20, my bad, 20. I always say 20, 19. Jared, you're how old? Like 23?
Oh, that's
Whoa.
cute. Thanks, buddy. No, I'm 31.
Oh, shit, my bad. You look 23. Damn.
Hell yeah.
Okay. No, you're probably having a whole phase right now. Jared, you ever had a whole phase?
Yes, I sure did. I'll talk about it very briefly so I don't stamp on you.
Yeah.
When I was 17, I lost my virginity to a girl who was 22, and she broke up with me like on my 18th birthday, and then the preceding 7 months was just a fugue state of just getting anything I could get.
Nice. I remember one time I was talking to a chick. I've had several different whole phases, and she was like, "What brought about your whole phases?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just lost weight." And then like I would lose like 40 to 50 pounds and start feeling good about myself. And then like chicks start paying attention to me. Like I remember my biggest whole phase was after high school and like my first year and like in junior college. Cause I was like 245, 250. And then I lost like about 30 pounds, but it looked like I lost more than that. Cause I looked super skinny. Like I looked. And then I remember, I think I got down to like I might have got down to like 215, 210, and like going from like 250, 260, and just losing. And then like I like lost muscle, so I just looked super skinny. And I put on like 15 pounds of muscle, 15 or 20 pounds of muscle, right? And I'm like just went from like this kind of chubby kid in high school to like this super skinny kid. So it was like all like the fat was out of my face, and then like this buff dude, right? Oh my God. Like I understood why dudes could be assholes. I understood it because it was like, one, I was working out like 5 times a week, even sometimes 6 times. Cause like 5 ain't enough. I want to do more. Right. And then I remember I was getting so many chicks numbers. It was so bad that I would get chicks numbers and I would wait 2 weeks to call them. Like that's how I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. Cause it was like, you know how don't call a chick after you get a number the first day, second day, third day. I was like, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks. That's the type of asshole I am. And it was like, I've been waiting on you to call. I'm like, hell yeah, you have. Hell yeah. But a few times it backfired because it was like, who is this? I was like, I met you at the club. I was like, I've been in the club the last 3 weeks. I was like, oh shit, right? But then I hit a huge whole phase, mean chicks, like, you know, doing the do, hanging out, making out, shit like that. Hell yeah. And then I was dating a chick, I think it was 2021. And she's like, what brought on these whole phases? I was like, I don't know. I just lost weight. I was like 40, 50 pounds. And she was just like, Corde, aren't you trying to lose weight right now? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, do I have something to be worried about? And I was like, no. Because at that time we was actually serious. I was trying to make her like my long-term girlfriend. I hadn't been in a relationship in a while. And I was trying to make I'm a long-term girlfriend, but she had a bunch of insecurities. She was like, I feel like you should stop losing weight so you won't cheat on me. And I was like, well, I feel like you should be my girlfriend so I won't cheat on you. Because it was this weird thing. It was a weird situation. Like she was like, that relationship was so frustrating. It was like we're dating or we're talking, but we're not together, but we're exclusive, but I'm not your girlfriend. So it was like all these weird ass titles, the unofficial titles. And I was just like, then it was funny because my homie was like, so that's your girl? That's your girlfriend? And then she was like, I'm not your girlfriend. And I was like, well, you got to give me something. Like, what are you? Like, are you my babe? Are you like kind of a thing? I was like, because it kind of seems like we're not going to be together. Also, I did that chick for like 9 months. It was very frustrating towards the end. It was like, yeah, anyway.
That's what they would have called a situationship.
What do you do in a situationship? What do you do in a situationship? Usually, what are some things that comes with a situationship?
A situationship is just where you can't clearly define it.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, like you could. There's probably phases where you're doing exactly what being together is.
Yeah, but
they refuse to say they're together just to have the option for something else to come. But like nothing else could be on the table for like months.
Yeah.
I mean, the boy would know better.
I would say it's like a complicated friends with benefits.
Yeah. So what comes with friends with benefits?
Benefits.
Yeah. Right? There was no sex in this whole time I was with her.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like trying to be good and like not talk to other people. So that's why I was like, situationships usually came with like sex and we had none of it. So that's why it was extra frustrating that like we're in this, I don't know, I don't like kind of this back and forth thing. And I'm like trying to like, no, I want to be with this girl. I like her. I told my friends about her. I like my friends have met her, which was like a huge thing for me. Like a lot of times, like I would be dating chicks, but they never met my friends because they wouldn't last that long. But she purposely met my friends at my birthday dinner, and everyone like gave the seal of approval. Like, oh shit, you got a girl now. Everyone's calling her my girlfriend. She's like, it's funny they keep calling me your girlfriend. I was like, well, I want you to be my girlfriend, like kind of a thing. But she had all these other insecurities and stuff like that. Not having sex, so I'm just like, everybody like, you ain't having sex? What the fuck? Like I found out later when we broke up. It was like you should have cheated on her. I was like, well, I don't know. He was like, well, how can you cheat if that's not your girl? I was like, well, we're exclusive, and it was like, hey man, you shouldn't be exclusive. Somebody ain't giving it up. And I was like, no, but I liked her. Like I was trying to be the understanding dude, and it was that shit was frustrating.
You're a very good guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. So much frustration came out of that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Where we at right now? What time we at?
We're at 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we got some 20. Real quick. Hands free. Because I'm reading the P story, hands free pissing. I'm just like, see. So Elon Musk is paying child support. He's paying $702 million a month in child support because he makes $10 billion a month. Even though he makes that much money, that is still a fuck ton to be paying in child support. Also, this is the one time where I'm jealous of women and wish I could have kids, because I would definitely try to be flirting with Elon Musk so he can impregnate me. I just need 3 months of child support. Like, fuck. 3 months of $702 million. Like, I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire at that point. Shit. All right. You know, we can fucking, hey, Elon, I won't charge you no more. Just give me 3 months of child support. We good. I'm a billionaire now. You know how 50 Cent have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire? Elon Musk gotta have a baby by me, baby, be a billionaire. That has way more weight for me. That's, whew. Like stay at home. Like, Jared, you know how big this fucking podcast studio would be if I had Elon Musk's baby and we had a fucking, I was like, hey, Jared.
Bro, you could afford a real producer.
Nah, Jared. I got loyalty, dude. I'd still bring you in and shit like that. Nah, I fuck all that. Nah, we got a good chemistry, some good shit going now. We keep this. We have some high tech. You know how many buildings I look at? Like, hey, this is a good building. You trying to build us? I would buy a comedy club. That would be something I definitely do. I definitely would invest in a comedy club. I would put one in Fairfield or Vacaville. That would be the market I tap to, because I still feel like, I'm getting way off, but I still feel like Fairfield, Vacaville, that whole area of Vallejo is an untapped market because we don't have a comedy club there anymore. It used to be a comedy club called Pepper Bellies. It was the first comedy club I ever went to. I was 18 years old. I saw DC Curry, the dad from Next Friday and Friday After Next. He was Mike Epps' dad. I saw him there, and he had this drunk ass opener. This motherfucker was slurring it. Like, when I say drunk, he was like, "Hey, bitch, he got some big ass titties." Like, I was like, how drunk is this motherfucker? Like it was the first time I ever seen somebody drunk on stage. Like, I was just like, whoa. And I wasn't even a comedy then, but I was a huge comedy fan. And I remember I saw him, and I remember at the time, I told him, I was like, hey, I heard y'all about to do another Friday. He was like, good, I can use the money, right? That's what he said. DC Curry said this at the time. This was probably 2007. They ain't made another Friday since. Like, that's how long ago they've been trying to do this next Friday, or the last Friday or whatever. Yeah, and I just feel like Fairfield, Vacaville, leading up to Sacramento, like that's what, like 40 miles worth of shit that's nothing there. Or like I feel like they can build a comedy club in like Antioch, because I know they have the Dublin area, but like across it is like Antioch. I feel like that's kind of like a far enough kind of place, you know.
I've done a couple shows in Vacaville. They're really fun audiences.
Yeah,
they're really warm. They enjoy. Yeah, they'd be a good spot for comedy.
There's nothing, because like, you know, because if you live in Sac, like I got a show. Either I'm gonna show in Pleasanton, Bay Area, like usually like Oakland, SF, or maybe San Jose, or Sac. And like, I have a friend, like a lady who, like, she and her bunch of friends, like other people, like, oh, I live in Fairfield, I live in Vacaville. Like, oh, I got a show in Sac, oh, that's kind of far. I got a show in like Oakland, that's kind of far. So it's like all this, like both places is like 45 minutes from both of them, you know. And I even feel like people, if they live in Davis, they'll probably come down to Vacaville or Fairfield for like a show, because that's like, I think it's like 30, 40 minutes, and then it's like Dixon. So you have like all this like area, untapped market, you know, they really get on it, guys. Like, I know people put like a ton of shit like in they want a club in like SF, they want a club in Oakland. Oakland's another place you can have a club, because they have Alameda, but like Oakland could be like another place to like have a club, or like Richmond, but I don't know. But yeah, it's like that's a huge untapped market, because everybody wants to put shows in these same spots. Shows in Livermore, shows in Oakland, shows in San Francisco. San Francisco's a big one because there's so much traffic going there. But I'm like, if you have a show in Vacaville, a killer show in Vacaville, you could just be like raking in all the money in Fairfield, Vacaville type shit. Yeah, man, that's something I always think about. I'm just like, this whole untapped market. Also because there's a piece of land I always drive by. on the way to and from Sac, and I'm just like, the Raiders could have built a stadium right here because it's literally like a big plot of land that's could be like right here. But then the funny thing about it, to the right of it is like Kaiser. Is a Kaiser, so I'm like, okay, I might like have a little traffic. And then across from that is a massive church. And so I'm like, you would probably have to use like the church parking. I'm like, how hard would that be on a Sunday? You know, you trying to have a game, but then I'm still like, this big plot of land, something should be built here because across the freeway, it's like dealership, restaurants, all this type of shit. So I'm just like, yeah, why didn't the Raiders look here? It's right here. I mean, the Niners playing Santa Clara, y'all could have played in Vacaville, but I'm like, how much money and shit? But I'm just, just spitballing shit.
Because you mentioned it, I wanted to ask, how do you feel about comedians performing like under the influence? Like, do you think there's some people who like when you see like a guy who's like using it as a crutch almost? Because there's those people that are like drunk hilarious.
Yeah.
And they kill a lot, but only when they're drunk.
I feel like long term, it's not a good thing. Because I'm like, if you always have to be drunk, like, all right, if you're killing only drunk, it's great because you found like the little thing. But I feel like you're always playing like, it's holding that line of it could go bad. You could have that one more drink and it goes bad or kind of shit. Because you still have to. I always feel like your brain memory has to be kind of in the clear space. That's why they say don't eat before a show or don't eat like a lot of stuff. Like I eat before a show because I be usually hungry as fuck before a show because I'd be like San Jose, right? So the show starts at 7:30, right? And I might leave my house at like 5:30 because I want to give enough time to in between. So like when I get to the club, like I'm not just exhausted. So like little airtime, they're like, oh fuck, I didn't eat. Like I'm like, oh, I'll just eat when I get to the place. If I didn't eat before and it's 5 and I get to the place, I'm usually starving. So like I'm like, I'll just eat a bunch of stuff. But when it comes to alcohol or drugs, like I'm always just like I don't get it. Like I usually have a drink before the show as a way to kind of like knock off any little bit of nerves I have. But then I'm always, because I saw that one dude drunk, or I've seen people like really just fuck up, like just drunk as shit, or not be able to remember words, slurring your voice and stuff, and not having that quick kind of a mindset when it comes to joke, like immediately like snap back kind of a thing. I always be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Even so much people who smoke all the time before a show, or smoke occasionally. I always tell people, hey, if you smoke all the time before a show. Because then it's just become normalized, and then when you're performing, you're used to your high cues, or like you might go at a slower pace, or kind of a thing. But don't smoke here, smoke there, some shit like that. I'd say smoke after your set, smoke immediately after your set. Like just wait to it and then go up. Instead of like, oh, I smoke this time, I don't smoke this time. Because I'll say honestly, I was at an open mic. I was smoking with Luigi Diaz one time, and the mic started I think at 5:30 or 6. I got off work at 3, so then I got to the mic at 3:45. So I'm chilling with him, smoking 1 blunt, 2 blunts, and shit like that. And then before I know it, I am high as shit, right? And I'm just, oh shit, I'm kind of doing kind of good, right? Signups, they was like, we gonna start the mic early. Oh, what? Like signups was at 4:45. They was starting the mic at 5 p.m. And I'm at my highest of highs right now, right? I think I got 6, and it was this dude named OJ Patterson. He would do this thing. He would give people 5 to 6 minutes, and then he'd be like, he's like, all right, everybody raise your hand, and the first person to raise their hand would get like a quick 2 to 3 minute set. That way the mic would just move faster, kind of a thing. So it's like, hey, if you want to, like, you can sign up, but then also you probably get a quick little spot. And it was a great way how he ran it too, because it was sometimes people like, it was a way for people to get up, and if they didn't have a lot of jokes, they could tell like 1 or 2 jokes. And a lot of times they give you 3 minutes. People got off like 1 to 2 minutes because they didn't have enough material, or just like, I just want to work on this quick little bit real quick. So it was dope. So guy goes up. It was me, Luigi, and this other guy smoking. And he was like, oh. So I was with my mom, and and we was like, Mom, you crazy. That was that was shit. That was right. Bombing his ass off, right? And I'm freaking the fuck out, because I know why he's acting like this. because he smoked 2 to 3 blunts with Luigi Diaz, his high ass, who smokes all the fucking time, performs high. He talks about weed and shit like that. I'm over in the corner freaking the fuck out because I'm high as shit. Like, how the hell I'm gonna get up here and perform? I'm gonna be just like this dude. I'm gonna just be, oh my God, right? And I'm like, as I'm freaking out, OJ Patterson walks up to me, hey dude, you next. Oh shit, no, I'm next? Oh God, I gotta follow this shit. But he's like, I'm gonna do a quick 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna put somebody 3 minutes before you, right? So he goes up there, he does 1, 2, 3, somebody goes up before me. I'm still freaking out. I'm still like, oh fuck, like, so and he's like, all right. He's like, next up, we got Corde Snell. And I was like, what? And he's like, woo, what's a Corde? Yeah. I was like, he's like, you good? I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. You know that one guy who came up here and y'all was like, what the fuck was that? He was like, well, he's high as shit, okay? Like everybody started laughing their ass off. I was like, I'm high as shit too, but I was panicking over in the corner. And I was like, OJ, that's why you walked up on me. I was like, oh God. Like it was like, oh, he was like, oh, that's what happened. I was like, yeah. I was like, so note to all comics, if you don't smoke, don't come to this mic early and smoke with Luigi Diaz high ass self, okay? Because they'll get you fucking high out of your goddamn mind. You could be like, oh shit, and you gonna bomb your ass off because you decided I'm gonna smoke with Luigi Diaz today, right? So that's why I don't want to be under the influence of anything before going up on a show, because I've seen that shit happen and personally felt it, and I'm just like, hell no. Because one of the 2 things happen. I usually get super slowed down or I get tired as hell. That's why I really don't like to smoke either. So yeah, and I don't want to be up there drunk as fuck because I might follow myself or something like that, or I might piss myself on stage or just throw up. It's like so many, I go down this rabbit hole of all these negative things that can happen like while I'm up there. So I'm just like, nah, I don't want to be drunk or high up there. And especially comedians who have to be under the influence or something. I just feel like you're always toting a line where, yep. And you always hear people like that who was like, oh, they were super talented, they were super amazing, but they had an alcohol problem, or like now they're sober and clean, or they had like some kind of drug problem. So yeah, that's what I don't agree with it. Even like weed, to me, I still don't agree with that too. Like people who I smoke all the time and go up there, I do well, and I'm like, you ever want to try this without weed? Like you kind of see, like, do you have a more moment of clarity? Do you kind of like, are you like a faster pace kind of a thing? Because I just feel like if your mind is active and it's like going right, and then weed might slow that shit down. I feel like I always feel like weed slows me down. So I always think like that. So I'm like, maybe let's try it without the weed. And I'm not saying immediately it's going to take a minute, because you're going to be like, I use this weed as my crutch kind of a thing. You keep looking at Noah because Noah smokes all the time. Hell yeah.
I feel like he wants to say something.
Yeah. You want to say something, Noah? Okay, cool. Well, that's just me. That's how I feel. But sometimes comedians always smoke and shit like that. But then it's always funny to go up there, hey, I'm high as shit, to get like a quick little laugh and stuff like that. But if you actually are high as shit and keep forgetting your place on like what kind of things, like I'm like, oh, like for me, it's always what's the next joke or what's this next tag? And I don't want to have the weed slow down like, oh shit, what's I can't lie, y'all. I'm high as shit. That's why I fucked up. And then that keep happening because you're high. When it's like, nah, but smoking, and then the people who like smoking don't do nothing to me. Like it don't make me worse. And that's the thing I don't like. I don't like someone who constantly is high and then like it's like they're growing, but they're stunning themselves sometimes. So it's kind of like, yo, you could be better if you stop smoking so much or do it like in moderation instead of like, now I got to be high as shit, like out of my mind. And I'm just like over here on the mic and just like feeling it and shit like that. And you're just like, yes, ooh, shit like that. And the people in the crowd like, yo, there's not even the music playing. What the fuck is going on right now? Like in his mind, it's Bob Marley. Don't let them fool ya. No, Lord. Not even China school ya. Oh, yeah. Could this be love and be love? And everyone just looking at him just like, why is his mouth moving, but he's not saying anything? And it's like, my bad, I shouldn't do this because of the sound. Yeah, but yeah, you get the point. This sounds weird because they can't. Is this the video version? You can see exactly what I'm doing. But if it's the audio version, you don't want to be like, yo, why did this go blank? And I'll basically acting some shit out for those who just listen to the audio version of this. But yeah, I don't want to be under the influence of nothing. I like to have a clear, sober mind, or at least somewhat, because I do have like half a drink. But even then, I still know my limits. Like I ain't gonna have 3 drinks before a show. Or sometimes like because people, waitresses at clubs. You want a double? No. Every one time I was headlining at Cobb's and the lady asked me, "Do you want a double?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "It's your show." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not trying to be drunk on stage." She was like, "Ha, smart, good." And like she had been at the club long enough. She was like, "I've seen a lot of drunk people." I was like, "You'll never see me drunk before a show." I was like, maybe after a show celebrating, but even then, I still don't want to embarrass myself and make a fool of myself and just burn bridges and ruin relationships, Like that's the other thing too. Like I'll be so paranoid that I might fuck up and just like, even though I'm not the kind of person, but just be like, might say something to somebody that I didn't mean because I'm in this drunken stupor or I'm high or something like that. I'm always like subconscious about that. And it was like, yo, what the fuck happened last night? I'm like, what happened? Like, like, yo, you was doing something. I'm like, what that, I was blacked out. Like, oh, you like, I never want. And that shit, the type of happen. Plus, I still got to drive home usually. So I'm like, can't be doing all that stuff and I got to drive home. Ubers are expensive. and I'm never one of those like, oh, I'm drunk. I'm going to drive anyway. Nope. I'm going to sit my ass in my car. Like I always put like my key in like the trunk or some shit like that if I got to. And I never gotten that drunk. Well, no, it was one time. But because it hit me. I was like, oh shit. I was walking back and I was like, oh, I'm kind of like too like, nope. This ain't happening. So I remember I went and I put like my key in my trunk and then I laid down on the back seat, but then my head started spinning more and I was like, well, let me sit up. And then I sat up and I think I slept for like, 3 to 4 hours. And then I was like better and good enough to drive. But then I was like, should I sleep a little more? And I think I slept like another 30 minutes and then like was like, okay, am I good? Looked at myself. Okay, am I good? Walked a little bit. Okay, cool. I was like, now I can go. I was like, it'd be great if I could pee. So I drank some water, sat there for a second, and like the water kind of helped me better. So yeah, and I drove home because I'm not driving drunk. I ain't doing that shit. You can kill somebody, right? Kill yourself. So I'm not trying to do that shit. Where we at?
We're at 56 minutes.
56 minutes. What should I wrap up on? All right, we talking about dating and being like, shit. Like, hey, Jared, do you have a go-to move
when I'm trying to like get a girl?
Yeah.
You know what? In my worst mind, I try to be their friend first and then make sure that I need to know that they want it to be more before I like run in.
Okay.
But like I'll almost like romantically edge. I sound so horrible, but I'll romantically edge a woman until she's just like, why isn't this more than just a friendship?
And edge. Like, put them to the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. What about you, Noah?
I don't really have a move. I'm actually very awkward with females, but it ends up working in the end. So I don't know what I do, to be honest.
Because you're cute. I know. That's what, yeah.
Hey, man, it's a superpower.
Hey, no, definitely. I remember one time my homie, because he's kind of like a pretty boy, I was like, what do you do? He's like, I just stare him till it get awkward and I kiss him. Right? And it works. Because he's like a pretty boy, and like he's like, what? I was like, does it go like this? He's like, what? Like, he's like, yeah. He's like, I was like, has it backfired? He's like, oh yeah. And he was like, what you looking at? Right? So I try to do it, and I was like, just like staring and stuff like that. And it's like, Corde, why you staring at me so hard? And I was like, oh, fuck, that move don't work. Shit, that's not a.
If you play it that way, there's like, it's like you have to hit this really quick moment.
Yeah.
Where it can happen, because if you miss it,
yeah,
it's weird as shit.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. And I was like, yep. I tried your move. He's like, how'd it go? It's like, whack as fuck, because that's not my go-to move. That's not my go-to move.
Your go-to move is getting their number, then not texting them for 14 days.
When I was in good shape, that was. When I was in good shape, that was. Because I remember it's...
That's your version of Fortnite.
I guess so. Now, my go-to move is just... I don't want to say it. But,
shit.
Yeah. Now I'll go to move. I don't know, because I don't know who listened to this, but this I kind of wanted to ask that, and then I kind of wanted to lead in something else. I was like, basically, okay. Instead of saying my go to move, I love to hear a chick moan. Mainly because I always hear like guys aren't good at sex. So hearing a chick moan gets me off because I'm pleasing them. And it was like that lie that guys aren't good at sex. I was like, fucking lies out here. I was like, bitch, you moaning. Here we go. My bad. Sorry, no, I scared the fuck out of you. I remember, so this took me back. I was thinking about earlier this week. And I remember a chick one time in high school said I was gay. And I was just like, what the fuck? We had broken up. We was dating for like a bit, and she said I was gay. It was her way of making sure that no other girls like kind of talk to me and shit like that. And she was spreading this rumor. She's like, he's gay. I know he's gay because he get his eyebrows arched, right? And I was just like, girl, I had you butt naked at your grandma's house. Made you come so hard you fell asleep. And I was like, also the funny thing about that, I had no sex experience before that. So I literally was like, doing a bunch and made this chick come so hard that she fell asleep. And I was like, so I remember I got mad because I didn't find out this rumor till after high school. And it was like, oh, did you know such and such used to say you was gay because your eyebrows? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They was like, yeah. And I think one person told me it while I was in high school, and it was like, says they saying you gay because you arch your eyebrows. I was like, you mean the same chick who want to get back with me? That chick? Who mad, even though she got to do Michael. I was like, all right, if you ever see me around her, just notice how mad she get that I don't look at her. I was like, I ain't talked to that chick in months. Like when I say like talk like tech, no, I haven't spoken to that chick in months. Like I got cold with it. Like it was so bad. She was like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, y'all hear something? And then like she would say, everybody would say, he's like, hey, what's up, yo? What's up, yo? And I would just be like right there, not saying nothing. So much so I used to go over because her new boyfriend I knew, and he was cool with me. I used to say what's up to him all the time. And she used to yell at him. She's like, what the fuck are you talking to him for? Don't be fucking talking to him, right? And then so she'd be like, okay, like, I was like, because his name was Michael. What up, Michael? How's it going, man? You good? Oh, he was like, what's up, Corde? Not much, just chilling, man. Just chilling. And she's like, fucking talk to you, yada, yada. And then she came up to me, tried to say hi. I didn't say a damn thing. I just looked away. She was like right here, like with a camera, and I'm just like this, looking away. It was funny as hell. And yeah, I could be cold as shit. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. You gay because you get your eyebrows arched. Also, so there's a thing in my family, the males in my family have great eyebrows. So like if you ever like be looking at the podcast, like why is his eyebrows so thin? They're just naturally like this. I don't get them done, and I just do this. That's about it. And I've gotten asked so many times, where do you get your eyebrows done? So much so I used to start creating a lie. Like me and my mom go and get our eyebrows done in Oakland, the same place Keisha Cole does. And it was like, oh really, your girls? I was like, yeah, she's cool. She just takes a little bit long, but she is great. So go there. And I remember I forgot the name of the place, but that was a lie I was saying. And with that, that's the end of this week's episode of the Corde Snell Show. Did you get your hour of Corde this week? Did you get your hour of Corde? Did you get the hour of Corde of listening to the podcast? Did I make you feel better this week? Did I make you laugh? Did I make you entertained? Did the peace story kind of creep you out, but also make you laugh at the same time? I don't know. Or shout out to last week when porn stars are people too, and they're nice. Make sure you always get an hour of Corde every week. We'll be dropping more content. I'm going to start clipping some of this stuff up for more moments, but make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the Corde Snell Show, and we're out.